Hi theconnleyclan fam. It is the morning time. It's pretty early in the morning, and we were supposed to leave yesterday, and we did not leave yesterday. We are a day off, and that's okay. I actually got to get a few more things done yesterday, and it all worked out. So we are just finishing right now loading up the car. It is almost 7 o'clock in the morning. I want to get a few things loaded up before I go get the kids and have them start getting up. We really wanted to leave at 8 this morning, and so we are working hard so we can get out of the driveway at 8 a.m. because then we'll get to our Texas house probably around like maybe midnight, and so that's not so bad. And here's what I have right now sitting on my table. We have this stuff to take right here, and then I have our entryway bench that has some things on it, and so I'm gonna go grab some of that stuff and load it up in the car now before I get the kids up. We are all sitting around our kitchen island. Well, not all of us, but some of us. And we're eating. Emma made these egg muffin things that we found on Pinterest. And everybody seems to like them. Mm-hmm. They're pretty good, and they're pretty nice for an easy morning of eating breakfast. So not too much of a mess. And
it's awesome.
They're awesome. Okay, so we are getting ready to get in the car and go to Texas. How are you guys feeling?
Good. Good.
You're happy?
Yeah.
Good. Are you missing our Texas house?
Yes. I'm missing the warm weather.
Okay.
The warm weather, yeah, you're right.
I don't understand. My brain does not function that I'm going to Texas until I get to the Texas house. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm in Texas.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to comprehend, especially when we go back and forth a lot. Okay, so you guys need to get your toothbrushes packed up and your blankets and pillows in the car, and then we can leave. We made it to our first stop, and it is like super windy. It must be like, I don't know, 30-mile-an-hour winds. And so the trailer is having a little bit of a hard time because the wind wants to keep blowing it. The wind keeps blowing my car over to the side of the road. So we are just taking it really slow. We probably look like we don't know what we're doing because we're going so slow, but we're going slow because we know what we're doing. Christian is back there. He's been a handful. He, likes to throw his fits, although it hasn't been nearly as bad as the one time we came down. So we just give him a granola bar. Are you happy now?
Yeah, eyeball.
Yeah, you got a granola bar?
Yeah.
He's been seeing all kinds of things, motorcycles and all kinds of noises from trucks, and that he's been pointing out to us. So I have Christian and Isabella back there and Rosie right here. And Sean just got done going to the bathroom, so we are loaded back up and we are just getting ready to head back on the road. We stopped this first time in York, which is only about an hour and a half or so away from Omaha, but we filled up and now we're getting back on the road. So Rosie and I are sitting here. We are on the side of the road because our gas gauge in our van broke a long time ago. That is a story for another day. But we ran out of gas because usually we're used to just watching our miles and how many miles we go. And I knew that we were going to end up having to go less because we have the trailer on the back. But good thinking for Sean's good thinking, he always packs gas. So he put the gas in, and we only have 3 miles to the gas station, so we should be there soon. Thank you guys, all of you who prayed for us. I swear that your prayers is what helps get us through these trips because man, that could have been bad. Sean had the gas in the gas can. It's a 5-gallon gas can. He put that in the van and we were able to make it. The gas station was only 3 miles away. So we made it. We are here officially. We have filled up our tanks and we are getting back on the road. But now we know how many miles we can actually go because usually we just watch our miles. And so we have some kids in there now. We've all gone potty. We are getting the sandwiches out. The van has already eaten. So Christian's got his back there. He's eating his peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And we've got kids filling up water bottles. And so as soon as they are back from the water bottles, we're hitting the road again. So we are in Kansas. And I'm trying to remember, we are super close to Wichita. So we have been on the road for 5 hours now. So it is taking a lot longer because we're having to go slower because of the trailer. But slow and steady wins the race, right? So that's what we're planning on doing. We just crossed over into Oklahoma, and we are taking back roads. So Rosie is just getting in the car because she was filling up her water bottle. We took a potty break, and the interstate was just a little too much with that trailer. It was a little too fast on the interstate. Like, you have to go like 80, and so we can't do that with that trailer. So we are on the highway parallel to the interstate, and we are, I think it's the 77, and it is such a pretty drive. So it is kind of actually nice being on this back road. So it is more our style right now with the trailer that we're hauling. And so we are getting ready to go to our next stop, but we are having to stop a lot and fill up because obviously it takes a lot of gas to pull that trailer. So we'll see you guys at our next stop. Well, as you can see, this is not our next stop, and we are at our Texas house. So the trip just got very overwhelming and a little crazy, and so I ended up forgetting to pick up the camera, and we were just so focused on getting here.
Yeah, it was it was definitely a laborious trip.
Yeah, it was.
We earned every mile coming.
Yeah, we did. Well, so first, and I know I filmed a little bit in the beginning, but we got on the interstate, and the wind, it was so windy.
Yeah. And
I heard on the radio it was like 30-mile-an-hour winds or 25-mile-an-hour winds with 40-mile-an-hour wind gusts.
Yeah.
And so even, like my car was kind of going over all the time, and then you get those semis going by.
Yep.
They're going fast, and
yeah.
So that
and
was,
unfortunately, it was mostly headwind.
yeah.
So I think we got 5-6 miles to the gallon all the way down here.
So that's true. So at first when we got on Interstate 80, we went to York, and it was hitting us from the side, but then we turned and went south, and so then it ended up being straight on. You're right. So then, it was like terrible gas mileage.
Yeah. And it was the first time we've ever taken a trip with that trailer that I built. Mm-hmm. And it's not real aerodynamic. In fact, it's the opposite of that. But it took the wind okay, but we had it loaded. We probably had it just a little bit overloaded. Not where it wasn't safe, but it took a lot out of that 5.7 engine in the in the van. Yeah, it did a good job. It was just a slow go.
Yeah, well, and we had run out of gas because we weren't anticipating going that many less miles. Like, we knew we'd go less,
right?
Because we were getting, not as good gas mileage, but we didn't anticipate it being that low.
Right.
So luckily we were like right by the gas station though, and you had the gas with you. So
right. Yep. And the
good
van,
planning ahead.
Yeah, exactly. So that turned out okay.
Yeah, and so then we didn't want to go on the interstate because we didn't want to go 80.
Right.
So we were going like 60. So we traveled the highway parallel. Then for a while, that highway was crazy. It was like, turn here. Oh, no, turn here. Oh, no, turn here.
Yeah, well, we got on it in downtown Wichita. We decided just to get off. It was getting too much to handle all the traffic on what was that, 35? 35
Yeah,
south?
it was 35, yeah.
So we got, about 45 minutes to an hour from Dallas.
Yeah.
And after taking that side road, which was nice until we got to some of the hills, in the last part of Oklahoma, just the start of Texas, and it was taking us all over the place. We were coming almost to a stop, every half hour we'd come to a stop, if not more often. But at that point, we just decided we're gonna get back on the interstate 35 south and just take it slow. And at that time it was dark and things were slowing down on the road, so it worked.
Yeah, it was pretty late, and so there weren't as many people. And a lot of the semis at that point were pulled over on the side, and so there weren't as many semis either going by. And we had to make a lot of stops for gas because the van needed filled up so often.
Yeah.
And it was about, where were we? We were right after Oklahoma City, and I had mentioned that Oklahoma City was halfway in between our house and our Omaha house and the Texas house. And at that point we had been driving for, I don't know, 12 hours.
12 hours.
And we were only
I
we're only a
about
little
collapsed
over.
at that point after finding out we're only halfway and it had been 12 hours.
Yeah, yeah, and I kept looking at my clock thinking, we're not even to Oklahoma City yet, and we
Yeah,
have been
it was-
driving forever.
Yeah.
Well, and then at night, and then there's the deer
Yeah.
out there, and we had multiple
Close
encounters, yeah, with the deer, and all different kinds of things in the road. There was, I don't know, a raccoon or a possum, or I don't know what that was.
Yeah.
It was like literally right in the middle of the road.
Yep.
And it was, I swear, it was such a crazy
Yeah.
trip.
So another 12 hours goes by, and we're at 24 hours, and we're still an hour or so away.
Yeah.
And luckily, we were coherent enough. I mean, I felt
Yeah.
like we did okay as far
Oh,
as
yeah, I
getting
feel
tired
like
and
too.
everything.
I don't know how we do it, but we're pretty good about being able to stay up.
Yeah.
I know I drink energy drinks, and those help me.
Yeah.
And so when I drink those, then I'm fine.
Yeah.
You know, or sometimes even coffee, like
Yeah.
a really coffee with an extra shot or something like that. You know, those help.
Yeah, eventually it seems like the answer is going to have to be an RV of some sort where we can stop after 8, 9, 10 hours, spend the night, and then, eat dinner or whatever else and sleep, eat
Yeah.
breakfast in the morning, and then get back on the road. It would be a
Yeah.
godsend to
Yeah, it
have
would.
one of those.
Well, we've talked about doing an Airbnb in the middle, like halfway, but the trip is already expensive enough. I mean, gas is so expensive, and so it costs us a lot in gas just to go back and forth. And so then I always am like, I really don't want to spend another $500 on an Airbnb just to go.
Yeah, it's getting to a point though where I think sometimes it might be worth it.
Worth it.
Yeah.
Well, that's why you were talking about the RV.
Yeah, an
an
RV would
RV
be an expensive deal too.
It would
but
be. You're right. Yeah.
The price of diesel and everything else, most of them are diesel pushers.
Yeah, the gas. Yeah. The gas would probably be terrible in that.
Yeah.
So after we finally got here, I think it was like 25 hours or 25 and a
Yeah.
half hours or something like that we got here. Well, and then I think the worst part about it probably was I was so excited when we left. I'm like, yes, we got on the road. It was like 8:45, or 9 o'clock or something like that. And I'm like, okay, we didn't leave I wanted to leave at 8. I'm like, okay, we're out the door pretty much on time. We're doing good. We're going to get there at like 1 o'clock in the morning. We'll get there. We'll sleep for, the rest of the night. And we'll wake up in the morning refreshed, and it'll be,
That didn't happen.
No. And traveling is hard anyways because it wears you out. Like it just wears you out no matter what time you get back. And then you're like days for you to recoup.
Yeah.
But we got home at what was it, 9 o'clock in the morning or something like that?
Yeah, 9:30 I think or something.
And then it's like, the kids had slept in the car and so now you have this whole day ahead of you.
It gets very exhausting.
Yeah. It does. So during nap time, Christian and Logan took their naps, and so Sean and I slept.
Yeah, that helped.
That did help.
Yep, but we made it.
Yeah, we made it. We got
I
our
think,
groceries.
Yeah,
And
it takes a while to get back to feeling normal for me.
yeah.
You know.
Yeah, this time I feel like it didn't take me as long. Like I'm feeling better. I started putting things away already and organizing, and there's always that whole process there where you have to get the groceries and get the bags unpacked, and we brought like a bazillion boxes with us this time.
Yeah.
And so all those need to be unpacked, but those are just sitting there waiting at this point.
Yep.
So
Yep.
that is the story of our trip. This time I swear I feel like there's always a story every time we take these trips.
Yeah.
So our plan right now is we're going to stay here until the end of December. We're going to go back to Omaha. We'll probably stay in Omaha for a very short time and then turn around and come back. We're trying to get some things done here. And, it's hard when you make that progress and then you have to stop and go back and then, So we're going to try to keep that momentum going.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, well, we will see you guys in our next video.
All right. Bye.
Bye.